Big Brother 27, season 27. um, episode 2 just aired, you guys. We got to roast it. We got to recap it. So grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very, very comfy. Smash that like on your way in and let's get this party started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. Your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and Big Brother superfan Joleen Lunzer here for another Big Brother breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Let's start the show the only way we know how. Welcome to the Big Brother breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I just watched Big Brother, the second episode in the Eastern time zone. I did not know it was going to be 90 minutes. I don't know why. I didn't know that. But so I had to move it back just a little, our live tonight, so that I could watch the rest of the episode. But we're going to do what we do over here. We are going to sound off on Showergate. And all things BB27. So I want to hear from you guys in the live chat. Let me know all your hopes, thoughts, dreams, and opinions as we talk about tonight's episode. Remember, I'm very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion as me. All right? We can just respectfully agree to disagree.
You better not!
No, you can definitely agree to disagree. You can definitely disagree with me. We take a comedic look. We roast it. We make fun of it. We have a good time with Big Brother. So if you like that sort of thing, you are in the right place. Don't forget to smash that like. It lets the YouTube algorithm know we're here, we're ready, invites people over. Please hit that subscribe. We are so close to 45,000 subscribers, which is amazing. I have an overall goal of hopefully hitting 50,000 subscribers by the end of the season. You guys have been wonderful, and you're just really helping me out with that. So share me with your friends.
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
Who is she? Where did you find her? We found her in the Big Brother gutter. If you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you're welcome to join the membership where we do members only lives. There are links in the description for my Patreon or my YouTube membership. You can choose which one you'd like. Otherwise, you can send a super chat while we're live or hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Thank you to those of you who have done that. Okay, I took notes, you guys. I have notes on this episode. Because I was like, okay, we're doing the damn thing. This is episode 2. So we go back into, let me share my screen here. I have some screenshots that I'll share along the way. Okay, there it is over here. I also have some new sound effects, so you'll be hearing those throughout the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed them. If you don't, just don't say anything. Just be very Minnesotan, passive-aggressive, talk shit behind my back, and don't ever tell me that you don't like it. That's what I really, really appreciate it. Okay. Damn! And I did lower this sound effect. I got some requests to lower.
Your patriarchy!
So hopefully the sound effects aren't too loud for you guys, but I'm having too much fun with my soundboard. All right, we get back into this episode. All right, episode 2, season 27. You guys, we're trying to figure out who is the accomplice. Right off the premiere, we know that the mastermind has an accomplice. This silly show that we love to watch, and sometimes we hate to watch, has a guy who looks like V for Vendetta, who is the mastermind, part of the twist of the Hotel Mystere this season, and he had someone help him with all his evil doings, like setting the timer, taking away the HOH relic, and there was a lot of speculation. I did a live a couple nights ago, and a lot of us were like, well, maybe it was Morgan. She's a gamer. She's an LA person. I think we did suggest Amy, though. But before the episode aired, there were leaks saying that it was Amy because they saw her pull the little clicker out of her jean shorts. And I love how Big Brother decided to show us exactly how Amy did it, being the accomplice. Amy, our 43-year-old oldest woman in the house, damn near dead in Big Brother years. All right. Had to do all that stuff. And she's like, oh my God, look at this table. Oh my God, look at the wallpaper. Oh my God, look at the cups. She was very Amy, very over the top. Maybe it was a little more because she was the accomplice. But then I watched this episode in its entirety and I was like, no, that's just Amy. Amy is she's loud. Like Kelly said, she's really loud. Do you think everyone's going to be this loud? Yes, Kelly. Everyone will be this loud. All right. Well, no, they probably won't. So Rachel Riley's in the house. She starts giving a little interrogation because we have our Queen Rachel has returned this season. And she's, asking, well, what about you, Will? Coach Will with the podcast, with the women's basketball. What were you doing? And Will's like, well, I was the first to notice that it was gone. And I'm like, Will, no. Don't admit to anything, Will. All right? Don't do it. Don't ever do it. Don't ever let go, Jack. Don't ever admit to shit. So Will is already fangirling over Rachel, and he's like, I noticed. And Rachel's like, okay, well, that could make you the accomplice. Ava is having secret conversations with house guests. That's what other house guests are noticing as they're trying to figure out like who the accomplice is. Because at this point, they have to now vote out the accomplice. They all have to go in the DR, say who they think the accomplice is. And if they find the accomplice is out of the game and they only have 16 players. But if they don't, they got 17 players. So you definitely want to find the accomplice because you don't want an extra player in the house. You already have a Big Brother winner and legend. So as a new player, you definitely don't want another person. So Ava's out there with her hat, just reading auras, having private convos. And I think it was Mickey who was like, that looks sus. That looks very sus. And Ava's like, so where you been? Ava was on her Sopranos game. And then the girls are thinking that it could be Keanu because they're like, for real, this dude has tree trunk arms. He's not even real. All right. So maybe it's Keanu. He could be the accomplice. So they're just throwing out so many names because no one really knows. And then Kelly and Riley start talking. Riley, the cowboy, and Kelly from South Dakota. She's from South Dakota and she is a backpacker by herself. I told you she was a serial killer. Allegedly, Kelly. We love Kelly, but seriously, she's a solo backpacker. That's code for serial killer. Allegedly. Obviously, everything I say is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Okay?
Oh my God.
But check under her house for things buried or something. I don't know. Check her hiking gear. Anywho. So Kelly and Riley are like, it's Zay. It's Zay. Because why not Zay? Zay looks sus. He recently just came out of Mormonism. He's living in Phoenix. He's door-to-door salesman. He's got lips. It could be him. So they're like, he's weird. He's acting a little sus and strange. Meanwhile, Zay is going around trying to convince people it's Riley. So while Riley's like, it's Zay, Zay's like, it's Riley. It's definitely Riley. Zay's got those pillow lips. He's got freaking king-size pillow lips. So Zay's like, listen, it's Riley. You want to know how I know? It's Riley. He does have good lips. Seneca. He's like, you want to know how I know? He went potty. How dare he? Go potty. That's what they're like. When Julie said that this was, what was going on, and there was an accomplice, he immediately went to the bathroom. And we're like, okay, cool. Did you see how tight his Wranglers are? Maybe it was affecting his bladder. Because I know when I'm wearing tighter things, I feel like I have to go pee all the time. Or maybe it's because I'm 45. All right. So Riley was like, I got a TT. I got to go TT. And they're like, oh no, you can't TT. You must be the accomplice. So it was fun watching them have ridiculous reasons for why which house guest could be the accomplice to the mastermind. Riley then tries to convince the house guests that it's Zay. He just continues to be like, did you see the guy? Did you see him? It's probably him. It is. So it becomes basically Riley versus Zay. Which one of them is the accomplice? And Lauren is the only one, our little 22-year-old Louisiana sweetheart, selling bridal gowns, graduate of LSU. I'm looking for a picture of sweet little Lauren here. She's smart. Lauren ain't no dummy. Okay? She is not stupid. Lauren goes, well, just based on the math, okay? In Louisiana, we do math and we think things through. And it's probably a woman because then it would be 8 and 8. And of course, Big Brother would make the accomplice a woman. Of course they would, you know?
You patriarchy!
And also, yeah, I mean, they want to they don't every season. I don't think every season it's been like the same amount of girls as guys, you know, same amount of women as men. But here we are. So Lauren's like, listen to me. Listen, maybe it's a woman. Okay. And then if we get the accomplice out, then it'll be 8 boys, 8 girls. All right. And Lauren talks to Mickey, and Mickey's like, okay, that makes sense. Mickey's like, I think I could maybe see that. But it's basically to no avail. By the time Lauren seemingly comes up with that, it's probably a woman, and they're able to suss out some of the women. Most people are going, it's Riley or it's Zay. They're like, we don't care. It's too late. But Lauren she puts in a valiant effort to convince people that it's a woman. You know, so they're just running around the house, tacking. And Zay's like, it's not me. Look at my pink shirt. It can't be me. All right. I'm a door-to-door salesman. All right. I'm from Utah. I don't lie until I lie. Allegedly. All right.
This is bullshit!
So finally we go in and they vote. And we get 5 votes for Zay and 11 votes for Riley.
That's cute. That's real cute. That's cute. That's cute.
And
Real
Riley was
cute.
like, yeah, that's cute. That's real cute. Because Riley was walking around going, sure, vote for me. You're just going to be apologizing to me in a minute when I stay in this house. Okay? I didn't want to get a UTI. So when I need to go potty, I go potty. I wear my Wranglers tight and I TT when I need to TT. So you're just going to blame a man for peeing? Nowadays, a man can't even pee? So he was like, you don't want this problem. And you can think I'm going home, but I'm not.
Screw you guys.
Mm-mm.
I'm going home.
Mm-hmm. Screw you guys, he's not going home. So once the vote comes out, the mastermind says, you haven't seen the last of me. So there's our little clue that, duh, we know. Even though Big Brother does have a history of having twists and characters and things, and then they just disappear. We're like, weren't they supposed to be going away down in a hole or something? And Big Brother's like, nah, we gave up on that. So the mastermind hit the TV screen and was like, you're all wrong. Now you're playing with 17 house guests and you haven't seen the last of me. Ha 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 ha. Okay. All right. So that mastermind he might be getting old kind of quick. I don't know. He doesn't scare Ava though. I think he turns Ava on. Ava gets horny for the mastermind. That's what she is. She's like, ugh. Everything creepy reminds Ava of her boyfriend, and we have to find Ava's boyfriend. The other night, we did find Ava's band that she's in. And let's just say Julie Chen Moonves would not approve of Ava's band. All right. Julie Chen Moonves is going to send Ava off to a convent. She's not going to like this for Ava. She'll be praying for Ava for the rest of her life. But it was kind of I liked the music, Ava. So no worries. All right, you guys, my screen is frozen, of course. So we might have to be staring at Riley for the rest of this live.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the East. Powers of air and invention. Hear me! We invoke thee!
All right, can you guys hear me now? How we doing? Are we back? We back? Can you hear me now? Oh my gosh, this is, oh yay! Oh, My God. Julie Chen found out. She got my IP address and she was like, Jolene's been listening to that Ava Devil music. All right. I have a feeling that that's what happens. All right. But we're back. So let's celebrate. Woo. All right. Oh my gosh. You guys. Julie said, not today, Nick. Not today, ankles. Not today, Satan. My shower was great. Showergate. I was gone, taking a 2-hour shower. Don't bother me during my showers. All right. We got a brand new shower that Chell installed, and I took the first shower because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. NBD, I didn't care. All right. I did set a super chat goal by the by. And if we hit it, I'll do an extra BB live this week. Savannah Marie, thank you for letting me know I'm muted. And thank you for being a member for 11 months. You beautiful, beautiful pumpkin spice baby. Okay. So, back at it. Riley's pissed. He's a little pissed. He's not showing that he's super pissed, but he's a little mad. This little guy's a little mad. Look at his face. His face is like, Riley said, I don't lie. I'm like, well, it's Big Brother. So, you might want to try it sometimes. Okay. He said, I don't lie, and I don't like when people accuse me, and I don't want your life, and I wish I knew how to quit you. He said all of that. I don't know why. He just did, you guys. Okay. Kelly is still sus of Zay because of his frosted tips. I was like, Kelly. Kelly's like, I don't know. Even though it wasn't Riley, okay, I think it's probably still Zay because he has frosted tips and he's a virgin who can't drive.
You're a virgin who can't drive.
What Kelly said. Kelly's not a fan of Zay. Zay came into this game and he has a lot of people sus of him. And I will say, frosted tips outside of the 90s and early 2000s, sus. Seneca says, this is freaking Big Brother. It's freaking Big Brother. Yes. Thank you for the first super chat, Seneca. You sweetie, wipe the seedy. But frosted tips, I would say put that on the list of if you're going on Big Brother, men don't have frosted tips because it's going to make you look sus. Also, the Vince mustache makes him look sus. So Kelly's like, I don't know. I still think it could be Z because I don't trust him. I'm very suspicious of that guy. He's got frosted tips. And I don't think I like that. And I was like, you know what, Kelly? I don't think I like that either. Midwest girl to Midwest girl. I don't think I like that. I liked it in the 90s. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I did. Regrettably, but not anymore. Jess Johnston, thank you so much for becoming a member of the Lean Team. Enjoy the bonus content and the emojis. Pomegranate says, getting Jolene's tip jar started. Thank you so much. You guys are all such sweeties. So Kelly is just like, Now, Amy obviously is the accomplice, and we see how she did it. And we are told, that there's 17 players officially in the game. The house guests decide, okay, let's do a toast. Let's get the champs. And even Rachel Riley is like, oh my God, there's real champagne. This is amazing, you guys. Let's all cheers. So before they cheers, they grab their champs and they go around and we get the Big Brother intros. The introductions. Thank you, the CAC 16. I appreciate it. You guys are killing it, hitting the goal tonight. So they're introducing themselves. All right. Jimmy Rachel's going to have to watch out for Jimmy because Jimmy's coming for Rachel. This season might be a Jimmy versus Rachel showdown because Jimmy says, love you, girl. He's in his DR going, love you, girl, but go back to Alabama because Rachel's like, hi, no one comes between me and my man. I'm Rachel. I have 2 kids. I met my husband, Brendan. I love him. I love Vegas. I love my kids, but we actually live in Alabama. So yeah, I'm back to play my favorite game. And Jimmy's like, okay, cool, girl. But yeah, I'm going to have to send you back to the Alabams. I had no idea Rachel lived in Alabama. Am I the only one in the world? I thought she was a casting director in LA or in casting in LA. or in LA. I had no idea. Heather, welcome to the membership. Thank you for becoming a member. So Rachel is going to have to keep an eye on James, on the gymster. Adrian decides to tell everyone that he is, not that he made Big Brother games in his backyard and had his brother spray him with a hose, which sounds weird, but he got even weirder, and he was saying that he catches and releases praying mantises? What? Huh? What? Why praying mantises? All I think of is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode, because everything can be brought back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where Xander almost had, almost lost his virginity to a praying mantis who posed as a substitute teacher, which also, hello felony, my old friend. William, thank you so much for the super chat. William says, Alabama, we didn't ask for this. But here we are. So Adrian's like, hey guys, I'm looking for friends. I actually collect praying mantises. And does he have like a praying mantis rescue? I'm pretty sure he says he catches and releases them, but are they injured? Is it like a rehab? Like praying mantises that are on the dope? I don't. Okay. That's cool. Someone's got to love bugs, but it ain't me, babe. It ain't me. So Adrian, playing it cool. Amy is like, I want to play matchmaker. Thank you, Terry S, for the super sticker. Amy wants to play matchmaker. She's like, matchmaker, make me a match. So Amy, our accomplice that no one knows is the accomplice, is looking at these young kids, and she's like, ooh, there's so many attractive 20-somethings. I want to play matchmaker. So she wants to Patty Stanger, or whatever that lady's name was from Bravo, and do matchmaker things. And she wants to set up the ladies with Zach. All right. Zach, who kind of surprised me this episode. I'll be honest. I thought I was going to be like a Zach hater right out the gate. So far, I'm not a Zach hater, and I don't know how I feel about it, because I was really ready to be a Zach hater. I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Because he stands up. He's like, hang on, I'm a professional baseball player, used to be for the Washington Capitals. I didn't even know that was a team. No offense, all offense to Washington. That's my ignorance. Okay, go Twins. But we'll talk more about how Zach didn't piss me off this episode, and I don't know who I am as a person. Hey, Pumpkin Lady, good to see you. Pumpkin Lady says, my Okie Riley, LOL. Jimmy seems like a leader of the pack. Does Ava sleep with a hat? Yes, she does. Glad to be back glad we back to BB. Hope your mom is good. Looking great, Jolene. Thank you, Pumpkin Lady. Nana is doing fantastic, and it's so good to see you. And thank you for the super chat. So we have Ava thinks that Zach doesn't look, or that Zay doesn't look real to her. Ava's like, that man is not real. She was like that lady on the airplane who was like, I don't care. That is not a real person. She's like, Zay does not look real. She says she's already reading his aura, the color of his aura. And she said it's a blue color, which could be that he's a smooth talker. And it's right then when I realized that her abilities are bullshit. Because Zay is the opposite of a smooth talker. No offense, all offense to Ava, but let's be real.
Oh my God.
This man is not very smooth. All right. People, I don't think he's been smooth talking. He seems pretty obvious. When he talks to you, it's like he's hitting you with a brick in the face. But that's just what I think.
What? No.
Yes, Julie. Yes, that's what I think. But Ava's like, I don't know. Ashley, when she introduces herself, she lies to the house guests. And she told us this in her pre-interview that she was not going to be telling the other house guests that she graduated from Georgetown and before then Loyola University. I'm smart, I can say them. And that she is an attorney. She was like, I am not going to be telling them the truth. So instead, she's like, I'm in social media marketing. Really into social media. Morgan says she's a model by day and a barback by night. And that's when Adrian, Mr. Loves the Praying Mantises, said, oh, God, wow. She looks great for a lady in her early 30s.
What the hell?
What?
Oh my God! No way! Yeah.
I was like, sir, you're 25. She's like 32 or 30. You're acting like she's 90. You act like she's like the reincarnation of Betty White, who looked great, by the way. But the fact that he was like, oh, wow, Morgan, she looks pretty great for an old bitch. I was like, what is this dude talking about? Oh, my gosh. You are on my shit list, virgin. All right?
You're a virgin who can't drive.
Adrian. Oh, don't say that out loud, Adrian, but you already did. Too late. Okay. He's like, she looks great for being in her early 30s. I was like, what the fudge is wrong with this guy? No. Okay. You better knock that off or these ladies are going to come for you.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
So Jimmy is like, hello, I'm Jimmy, and I am a triplet and a tennis coach. And everyone's like, oh, and I'm like, I don't know if I would lead with the triplet thing because then people might think you're part of like some kind of twin twist or triplet twist. But he goes, don't worry, they're fraternal. Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate that. Riley has a little DR where he says he promised his mom. A lot of these guys are promised. What is with these moms of guys in their, mid-20s? I don't know how old they are, who are like, don't meet any women. Is it just because they don't want him to be having intercourses on the television show? But his mom doesn't want him to hook up with anyone on the show. And Riley's like, I don't know. He said, Mom, I don't want your life. Riley is like, I don't know. These ladies, my Wranglers are tight. My bladder is small. And I got to do what I got to do for love. And allegedly, like we talked about, apparently Riley might have a baby mama outside of the game. Riley might have a woman who is about to allegedly, obviously, because we don't know for sure, give birth to a baby while he's in the baby house.
What?
Yeah. Allegedly. That's the rumors on the Tweeter and the Blue Sky. I know you guys, I got to get on Blue Sky because a lot of things are happening on Blue Sky. I don't even know if I have a Blue Sky account. I'll have to double check and start checking it. So if you have Blue Sky and you see me, follow me over there. But that's what people are saying about Riley. So Riley might like to dip his wick, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. All right. Then Keanu stands up with his freaking thighs for arms. And he's like, hey. And I really hope you guys, in the first episode they did this and they were trying to make the Bill and Ted thing happen because apparently his parents named him after Keanu Reeves, their favorite movie, Bill and Ted. And he was like, looks like I found my Ted. And I'm like, okay. Okay, cool. I don't want that all season though. Please don't do that all season. Okay, please don't.
Screw you
do that.
guys. I'm going home.
So Keanu stands up and he's like, I'm a dungeon master. And Mickey got pregnant. Mickey was like, oh my God. Did he say dungeon master? She thought that he was talking about like 50 Shades of Grey, some shit. So Mickey's over there going, oh my God, when he said Dungeon Master, I was like, are you for real? I'm like, okay. Call me. And then he said, in Dungeons and Dragons. And then immediately her lady boner left her body. And she was like, oh, okay. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's not really, wasn't really her thing. She was like, ooh, Dungeon Master. And he's like, Dungeons and Dragons. She's like,
That's cute. That's real cute. That's cute. That's cute.
But I'm not
Real cute.
that interested in that. Kelly, again, our girl Kelly, was like, hey guys, my name is Kelly and I'm from South Dakota. I am from a town of -5 people, which is also the high today for the weather, 5 below. Okay. I am a solo backpacker, and I immediately, you guys, you know me. I'm just like, that's a serial killer. I love Kelly.
It's inappropriate.
I know it's inappropriate for me to say that, but I have like this idea that Kelly is like a true crime serial. Maybe she just, it's not even people, or obviously never animals, but she there's some kind of nefarious reason that Kelly does this solo backpacking. And I'm gonna stick to that. That's just kind of how I feel. Even if everyone thinks that I'm weird, I think she might have a little bit of a story, if you will. All right, Kelly, I see you. See what you're doing there, Kelly. I see it. Right? Do you guys see it? Okay. So, Kelly's like, I'm a solo backpacker. And I was just like, oh my God, I love Kelly. I love Kelly. She's so great. I love Kelly. Then Rachel has a DR, and Rachel's like, I'm Rachel Riley, and I'm ready to make these house guests my next victims. All right? And then they cheers, and they go, baby 27, bitches. And then everyone takes a drink. Cheers. Mm-hmm. And then Rachel is told that she is an automatic have-not, you guys, for the week. And let's just say she wasn't thrilled to find that out. She's like, what? Like, Rachel, you are officially the first have-not since you came in the game late and you weren't able to play in the HOH. You cannot be voted out this week. However, you will be the first have-not. There will be 3 other have-nots with you. You will pick those have-nots. You'll pick the first, then that person will pick a person, and that person will pick a person, and so on and so on. So Rachel's like, well, at least I'm safe. Okay, no one comes between me and my man and my have-not. So Rachel wants to be strategic in the first person she picks. She wants to pick a fan. All right? And so Rachel picks Will, because apparently Will has been vocal about being a fan of Rachel. And then Will hops up. He was maybe sleeping in this screenshot I took of him. But Will's like, okay, let me get a better shot of Will here. Put some respect on Will's name here. And Will immediately does what we know Will will do. I feel like every older guy, and he's the oldest man in the game, the oldest person in the game at 50 years old, damn near dead, like I was saying. They couldn't have given him a couple more people his age, but I digress. Will does what all the old dudes do in this game. They always want to party with the younger, buff athletes. So Will's like, I'm going to pick Zach, because Zach's an athlete and he's a baseball player, and we clearly have a lot in common. Like, what? We saw this happen last year with Boston Kenny. I'm a cop. Kenny the cop, who was like, I want to go home. I miss my wife. Oh no, that's Cody and his dad making out. Sorry, Cody Cauliflower. Apologies. Whoops. Okay. But you remember Kenny. All right. Cliff Hogg, he desperately wanted Jackson Mickey's love. Remember? I feel like you can name an old guy from every season, especially in newer seasons of Big Brother. And all the old men want the young men. Now that sounded grosser than it was supposed to, but here we are. All right. So he picks Zach, and I'm like, So cliche. Okay. Yeah. That was the father-son lovers. Okay. And they have nothing in common. And there's a lot of people in this house who play sports, but here we go. So he picks Zach, and Zach's like, okay, cool. Zach isn't too upset about it. And then Zach, this is when Zach started growing on me, and I was like, God damn it. Like, I was so upset. All right. I'm using the Lord's name in vain. Don't tell Julie Chen, please.
What? No.
No, I wouldn't, Julie. Never. Choose kindness, Julie. Okay, not judgment. Thank you very much. So this is where Zach was like, oh, God. Who do I want to pick? Who do I want to be in the have not room with me all week? Oh, I thought he was going to go away of like Kyle or Matt Crazy Eyes from last season and immediately go to who he wants in a showmance. And he's looking at Lauren and she's like, me, hi, I would like to be a have not with you. The adorable LSU little bridal consultant. And she's like, hi. And he's like, oh. And then all of a sudden, you know, they even put the little heart around her. She's like, hi. She's so cute. I love Lauren. She's adorable. And then all of a sudden, he's like, I want to pick her. I want to be in the have not room. I want to get to know her. He's like listening to, you know, Boys to Men in his head. I'll make love to you. And then all of a sudden, he's like, but I feel bad for Ava. Ava has this like puppy dog look, and I think Ava put a spell on him, honestly.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the east. Powers of air and invention.
She's in the craft.
Hear me.
All right.
We invoke thee.
So way to go, Ava. Way to go, Ava. Ava was like, the patriarchy.
The patriarchy.
Ava's like, but I would like to be a have not too. Ava with the devil music, she is just looking at him, and Zach's like, I feel bad. Okay, Ava. And right then I was like, do I like Zach? I think just for now, okay? Don't hold me to this, you guys, because he could totally piss me off once the feeds get on. But I was like, I think I don't hate this man. And hate's a strong word, but I don't dislike him. He's like, could it be that he's not that bad? What?
That's cute. That's real cute. That's cute.
That's cute. That's real cute. That's cute.
Real cute.
So now the have-nots this week are Rachel, Zach, Will, and the Avinator. The Avinator. All righty. So I believe they're all safe this week, right? Or is it just Rachel? Either way, they're have-nots. We'll find out. The feeds turn on tonight. And then we check out the HOH room. Because remember, Vince with the stash, gangs in New York over here, Daniel Day-Lewis wannabe, the unemployed or unemployable Vince has one HOH. So we go up there. No, we don't check out HOH room. We check out the have-not room first. The have-not room I thought was better than the HOH room. I think the HOH room is kind of ugly. Don't hate me, but I do. I like that there's like a little fake door, cool, like bookcase, hidden door, if you will. I love that in the HOH. But other than that, I'm like, the couch is up there. It looks like a hard-ass day beds. I don't like it. Looks like grandma day bed. I don't like it. So check out the HOH room. The HOH room is a damn crime scene. This might be my favorite HOH room that I've ever seen. I love it. I thought I had like a little spooky. This is not spooky. Bloop. Or the have-not room, not the HOH room. The have-not room is the best have-not room I've ever seen. And right away, we hear Ava, who maybe all the ladies on here are serial killers. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it. Maybe I'm watching too much Dateline NBCs. But Ava was like, "Ooh, I love this room. It reminds me of my boyfriend." And I'm like, what? So Ava sees crime. She sees crime scene tape. She sees, body outlines, So those are the beds, which is basically, I guess, those are kind of like mattressy, foamy, these body outlines, splatters of what would be maybe blood, but is white. And she was like, ooh, this reminds me of my boyfriend. Okay, cool. But let me know what you guys think of this HOH room. But I loved it. I thought it was hilarious, the Have Not room. I keep saying HOH, but you know what I'm saying. We're on episode 2. I'll get with it. This is why I don't take notes a lot, because I'm better if I just let my balls out and free ball it. But here we are. All right. So the bed's reminder of her boyfriend in the Have Not room. Jimmy is again talking about how he's gunning for Rachel, and he's already starting to campaign. Jimmy's like, I work in freaking politics, okay? So I need to start campaigning. Even though Rachel is safe this week, I need to start campaigning for Rachel to get her out next week. So Jimmy is doing too much, all right? And we'll see when the feeds turn on, how too much he's doing. But Jimmy's going to have to be careful, because it only takes one person to let this slip to Rachel, and then, bro, it is over, all right? Yeah, just a little more under the radar. Let others act like it's their idea. And I feel like Jimmy's being a little heavy-handed. Okay, I get what you're doing. Cool. But be careful, Jim. All right, James? Morgan, Mickey, and Jimmy and Ava discuss this, about Rachel. And Morgan, the gamer girl, she seems like she wants to work with Rachel. She's like, well, I don't know if we should go after her right away, because maybe we should work with her, and then we just need to know when to cut her. Oh my God. These people. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking? I want Rachel to stay in the game, because I think it's going to be more entertaining the longer Rachel stays. However, thinking that they can play with Rachel and we'll decide when we cut Rachel. Okay, that's cute. That's like Rockstar says, that's real cute. Will is then asked by Rachel, because Rachel's like, okay, you're my biggest fan. Thank you. I'll follow you until you love me. Paparazzi. So Will and Rachel are in the Have Not room, and she asks him, okay, so who's your favorite player, Will? Who do you love? What's going on? And Will says, oh, my favorite Big Brother player of all time? Probably Dan. And then he says, and she's like, Dr. Will? Dr. Will was probably the worst person he could pick, considering I believe Dr. Will and Rachel had words on social media when Dr. Will did an interview after being on, I think, Deal or No Deal Island about the big, the greatest Big Brother players. And I think there was, I forget exactly what he said, but there was some kind of tension between him and Rachel. And Rachel's like, okay, if he's my biggest fan, why wouldn't he say me first? So the third person he listed, he was like, oh, and you, of course. Mm-hmm. It was pretty funny, though. Zach asks about, Zach's like, so what's up? I play baseball. Anyways, tell me about you. You met your husband here? And I'm thinking, okay, either the producers made him do this, but I kind of think Zach doesn't know the lore behind Rachel and Brendan. And no one comes between me and my man, because I don't think he watched season 12. I don't think he watched season 13. All right. So Zach, as much as he wants to win Big Brother, he's like, if I could win and find my significant other, that'd be amazing. So you found your husband and you have 2 kids? That's so cool. So we get a little walk down memory lane of Rachel and Brendan and their love.
I love Vegas so much, but I love Brendan way more, so I'll probably move to UCLA.
I love Brittany. He's like, I'm disgusted. So Rachel then gets a DR where she says it's her chance to show people and herself that she can play the game without Brendan. She's like, I've played this game every time with my man. And as much as I miss my man, I miss my kids, I miss my man, I, want to play this alone and show people that I can do this with just me. So there we got a little bit of a not redemption arc, but a little bit of a reason why a winner like Rachel, her story into why she would need to or want to play this game again. Granted, she loves this game and she's very vocal about being, saying that she wanted to play All Stars and she wasn't able to, and that she loves Big Brother and would love to play again. But I think it's something I never thought of because I honestly never thought, I don't know if I just disregarded Brendan in that way, but I always saw Rachel as her own player, even though she did hop into Showmance like day 2 of her first season, and Brendan did come in with her in the second season. Obviously, they helped each other out, but I always thought of Rachel as like running the show. So I never was in that camp. Maybe other people are, where I thought, oh, if she didn't have Brendan, she couldn't win this game. And I don't believe that to be true. I think Rachel could win with or without Brendan. But some people might disagree with me, but feel free. Let me know what you think. Then all of a sudden, Zach is called to the DR. And Zach's like, what now? I play or he doesn't play basketball. I play baseball. And I'm a have-not. There's all these twists and turns. Freaking Rachel Riley's here. And now you're going to call me into the DR. And sitting on the seat in the DR is an envelope. And he opens it up and he reads it. And it basically is telling him about the competition that he won on night 1, where he won $10,000. Well, there's a twist with the $10,000 because with Big Brother, what do we say? Expect the unexpected. So the 10K, we find out, can be used to buy his safety anytime before jury. So if he's on the block and he's at the power veto ceremony, he can be like, yo, HOH, here's 10 G's. I want myself off the block. And the HOH can't do shit. The HOH then has to nominate someone else. They can't stop this transaction. They made that very clear that that's how it is. So Zach's like, ooh, this could be interesting, which is, it would suck to have to use it really early in the game, but let's say, you're getting pretty far and right before jury, you're about to be gone and you can just go, here's 10 G's. Why not? Why not? Let me know if you guys would give up 10 grand to stay in the game. I would. Because are you there to play Big Brother? And plus, if you don't get to jury, you don't get as much money. Because remember, the players that make it to jury, they make more money because they get paid for the time they're in jury. The people that are out before jury, the money stops. So they're paid like a weekly rate, which I don't remember what it is. And then making it to jury, you get a bonus. And I think at one time people were saying the bonus is like 25 G's, but could have changed. I'm not sure. So you definitely want to get to jury. You want to get in the house be in the house as long as you can. And hopefully you want to win, So Ben says 100% use it in the game. Yeah, use it in the game. So I like that, we've had players get money before as a prize in the game, which has been a negative at times because people are like, well, he already has $10,000. So let's get rid of them. It almost put a target on some players' back. So I like that this 10K can then be converted to a tool in the game to save yourself. And then the HOH gets the 10 grand. Then I wonder if it is used a while before jury, can that 10 grand then be used by then? Probably not. It could probably just one time and then that person keeps the 10 G's. So it's not at all a horrible thing for Zach if he uses it, because even if the HOH doesn't get him out, you're like, sorry, your evil plan didn't go through. However, you got $10,000. You're welcome. Jimmy is game talking again. Jimmy's playing, okay? And I do love a player that wants to play. But again, I'm worried about you, Jimmy. I'm worried that Jimmy might be doing the most. He's talking a lot. You know, he might be headed down the Heisem route. I don't know. We'll see. So Jimmy's game talking with Morgan and Mickey. And we get our first alliance of the season. Morgan, Mickey, and Jimmy are like, we like each other, right? We like working together. And they're like, yeah. They're in the bathroom. And they're like, I feel like we're a triple threat. So the first alliance of the season, you guys, is called Triple Threat. That is their name. Congratulations to the first alliance we've seen. Who knows? We've missed live feeds. There could be other alliances, you know, that formed. But Triple Threat is the first alliance. And I guess it depends on that. This is why I don't like not having feeds on night one, because this could just be the way the edit is. But for us, this is the first alliance that we see. So again, Morgan, Mickey, and Jimmy are the Triple Threat Alliance. And then Vince is like, who wants to see my HOH room? And then Brittany Haynes says, nobody. No. So then everybody goes up to check out his HOH. And everyone's disgusted. No. Again, you guys, let me know what you think, but I wasn't super impressed with the HOH room. The bathroom situation, like I said, with the hidden door, okay, but I think it needs some, what is it, WD-40? The thing that makes it not squeakies. Not Squeaky McGee, but okay, here. I know it's supposed to be, the day bed, that looks so uncomfortable right there. Because, you know, there's so much time that they hang out on the couches, but we have this like dark, and I get it's a very, you know, old hotel vibe, but that huge dresser, it almost gives me anxiety. That cumbersome dresser, that robust dresser with a huge bust, like the dresser looks like it has giant tits. Like it's too much for me. But it is nice that he has a dresser. All right, but I don't want to. And red walls? Who the frick puts red walls in a bedroom? I just feel like that would keep me up at night. I'm overthinking it, but I just was like, oh. And then there's so many patterns happening. I don't like it.
You can go, little girl.
I don't like it. John Burrows says there's still a lot of hidden things in the house to discover, at least for the viewers to see. I do like that part of it. But this HOH is just not it. That is not it. And thank you, John, for the super chat. So Vince is like, this is my HOH room. And he barely gets a segment on the HOH room. Also, hello. There might be a glass top on it, but if not, can we get some coasters? Because he is about Vince. Got a water bottle and stuff up there. He's got his all-natural deodorant up there. I could make a ring on that, all right? Then we see our second alliance of the season is the Mom Squad. And we have our accomplice, Amy, and Rachel Riley, our mom squatting. And I do like this. They're like, we're an alliance and we're a final two. We know none of this will last. This is day 2. We're doing day 2, final 2s, but I like it. They're like, we're the people in the house that have kids. However, Riley might have one on the way.
It's inappropriate.
Allegedly. Okay. So they might want to add him. They might want to think about, well, you know what? Well, they're the only moms. And then Will has kids too. But maybe they could add him. Like the parent squad. Rachel starts to let Amy know, like, here's what we need to do. I know you want to set up these 20-something ladies with Zach. You want to play matchmaker? And that's actually a good idea because we got to get the 20-somethings to focus on each other and not us. Because then we can kind of fly under the radar. You know, get them into showmances because Rachel's like, I was in a showmance. And when I was in a showmance, that's all I thought about is my showmance. Okay. I forgot about other people. Yeah, I played the game and stuff. But when you're that age, we want to distract them with each other's genitals is basically what Rachel was saying. And Amy's like, I love it. I love it, Rachel. So they want to distract the young people with each other's genitals. That's the plan. And then Ashley, now here comes Showergate. Then the episode takes a turn. It takes a turn like I haven't seen in quite a while. All right. Vince is rubbing his mustache, putting his mustache oils and natural deodorant or lack thereof places, thinking about how, is this a job? Is this not a job? But I'm making money, I guess. So my mom and dad will be proud. And then Ashley's like, hey, can I take a shower? I'm just going to take like the quickest shower. I just need to rinse. I take such quick showers. It's going to be so quick. Oh my God, it's going to be so quick. And Vince is like, of course. And then Ashley apparently takes a 2-hour shower.
2,000 years later.
And the house immediately starts talking shit. So Ashley's taking a shower. You see Vince, and Vince is like, I kind of want to go to bed. He's got DRs being like, I kind of want to go to sleep, but I told Ashley she could take the shower. And Ashley is just like, she's in there, just Irish springing it up. And 2 hours later, I think I just have a few
moments later.
She's in the shower. She's getting, I don't know, but you got to get all the crevices. And maybe she felt really dirty. I don't know, but she takes a long-ass shower in Vince's room. The other house guests are talking mad shit, and they think, oh my God, so inconsiderate. As they're all talking about this shower situation, they're like, did you know Vince didn't even get to take his shower yet? So Ashley took the first shower that ever showered in the HOH room. And I'm like, who cares? Vince is a grown man. Vince is a grown unemployed man who grew a mustache that he has to twirl. Okay. If he didn't want Ashley to take a shower, he could have said, you know what? You can take one later. I want to get my stuff unpacked or whatever. He's 50 years old. No, he's 34 years old. All right. And he put it out there right when he got HOH. He was like, listen, anyone can use my bathroom. Anyone can use my room. He had that open door policy, and they're like, oh my God, that's so nice. So Ashley went in there and she was like, okay. Then maybe she's like, oh shit, I got to shave my legs. Okay. Do you know what it's like to be a woman in a shower? Maybe she was singing. Maybe there's a shower stool in there. I don't know. But everyone's really mad that she took this long ass shower and that she allegedly took it before Vince could shower. But let's be honest. How often do we really think Vince showers?
It's inappropriate.
I'm just saying, Rennie. I'm just saying, okay? He doesn't strike me as the type of guy that's like an everyday showerer. That's just what I see. Okay?
That's cute. That's real cute. That's cute.
So then Amy's like, I like Ashley. She's my best friend. Okay, Amy has decided Ashley's her best friend. Ashley, I don't think, knows that Amy's her best friend. Amy goes downstairs and she's like, I have to tell Ashley that everyone's talking mad cash money shit about her, about the shower. I have to warn her. And I kind of loved that about Amy. So Amy's like, Ashley, I need to talk to you. People are talking shit about your long shower. They're saying you took a really long shower. You took the longest shower that I ever showered. You were showering forever. And everyone's talking about it. Ashley's like, what? My shower? But the mustache unemployed guy said it was fine. Yeah, I know. But people are saying that you took the shower before he could take the shower. And it was a really long shower. So Ashley's like, oh, God. So then Ashley goes and confronts Catherine because Catherine is basically the only one who says something to Ashley. Now, Catherine is our little feminist, remember? She was like, I'm a feminist. I don't need no man. Okay, get away from me with that penis.
The patriarchy.
I don't know if I have a picture of Catherine, but then Ashley confronts Catherine because Catherine said after Ashley came down from her 6-day shower, Catherine was like, oh, did you take a shower up there? Did you take a shower up there before he took a shower up there? Did you take a long shower up there? I forget exactly what Catherine said, but she made a comment. So then Ashley's like, I'm going to confront Catherine. So then she goes and talks to Catherine, and Catherine looks pissed. they're matching each other's energy. All right. Catherine's like, ugh, I don't really care about the shower. Here's Catherine. Let me see. Catherine. Oh, Catherine was like, So Catherine is like, what? No, I don't really care about your shower, but I do care about your shower because I did talk shit with everybody else, but I didn't talk shit with everybody else. All right. But also don't come for me. And Ashley's like, well, I just want to know what like the big deal is. So they have a little thing and I'm like, oof. Oh my God. Meanwhile, in the backyard, the boys are working out. And Will is basically for like the jocks, because Will likes the jocks. He picked Zach to be a have-not, but he's sitting with the ladies talking and they're watching like the Zachs and the Zays and the Rileys workout and the Keanus. And Will's like, oh, I could have done that back in my day. I don't know why I gave him a Southern accent, but he's like, back in my day, sure. But I'm 50 now, okay? I don't need to be the buffest Bronco here. I could run circles around these dudes, but I don't need to, all right? I think if anything, doing all that, lifting all those weights, that is putting them at a disadvantage. They're putting targets on themselves. And I was like, okay, Will, I like your style, but okay. Okay, Will. So the boys are like, 1,022, 1,023. I mean, they're really working out. And Will's like, I could do that if I wanted to, but I don't want to. You're putting a target on yourself. And I kind of like this sassy Will. Sassy, little jealous Will. So he's talking with the ladies. Then Vince and Jimmy talk. All right. And apparently they are best friends. Again, not getting night one feeds. I'm just like, how did these people become like so trusting of each other? Like what happened? But here we are. So Vince and Jimmy talk. And then Vince thinks he wants to play the game with Jimmy. He's like, listen, Jimmy, I love you. You're a great guy. You seem fantastic. I like that you let your hair hang out of your chest. You let it breathe. Okay. I like hair. You have hair. You have lots of chest hair. I have lots of face hair. This makes sense. And they think, well, let's figure out what we're going to do with this HOH because Vince has to nominate 3 people because obviously the BB Blockbuster, whatever they're calling it, Block Blaster, the former AI arena is back in play, which I love. And so they're like, maybe we should just keep on this whole like still looking for the accomplice. And the house is sus of Zay and his pillow lips. So maybe we'll just throw that ex-Mormon up there and see what happens, And then they talk about how they made an agreement that Jimmy, Ashley, Adrian, and Vince would keep each other safe off the block, and they played for HOH. And, Vince feels a little bit like Jimmy gave me this opportunity to play for HOH and I won HOH. So they had this agreement that they wouldn't put each other up. So they're off the table. So Jimmy's off the table for Vince to nominate. Ashley's off the table and Adrian because they had this agreement. But we know in Big Brother, that's not always how it works. Once they get that HOH in them, things change very quickly. Golden Fire, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the membership. Enjoy the perks and the bonus content. Okay. So then they talk about that they're quite sus of Zay, and they see that there's this all workout bro alliance that they think has formed between Zay, Keanu, Riley, and Zach. And then Zay walks in and it's like awkward. And quickly Jimmy changes the subject, and they're like, "Ooh, huh?" And Zay's just like, "Oh yeah, you talking about being in the DR for a long time? That you're finally out? Way to go, buddy! That's awesome. That's great. Awesome, cool." Then Vince starts talking to other people. And he talks to Kelly, our favorite little South Dakota serial killer, Kelly, and they have a conversation. It turns out Kelly and Vince are like besties for the resties. They hit it off right away. He's like, I love you always forever. And she's like, oh my God, I love you too. They trust each other. And I'm like, where do these relationships come from? I can't wait for the feeds to turn on. But they make a final two. They're like, oh my God, this is totally going to work. We're going to have a day 2 final 2. So we got a bunch of day 2 final 2s happening. And, Vince is like, I want to work with you. I think you're great. I think you're fantastic. I'm kind of scared of you. This is awesome. We're going to rule the school. We got a friendship. Let's get a final 2. Kelly says, yes, we're vibing a lot. Let's do it. Day 2, final 2. And then Kelly does the dumbest thing you can do in Big Brother. Right when I was like, this is a Kelly Stan YouTube channel. Now, I might have to hate on Kelly. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but she volunteers to go on the block. Kelly had an Angela Murphy dream. She goes, I was dreaming last night. I had a dream last night. And she's like, this thought came over me. Now listen to me. My friends are going to think I'm crazy. My parents are going to think I'm crazy. The fans are going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to think I'm crazy. Yeah, so don't do it. She's like, okay, I just want to make a splash and I want to do something no one else has done before. Well, guess what, Kelly? A lot of idiots have done this before. She's like, put me on the block and then they won't know that we're in alliance. What did you just watch season 10, Memphis and Dan, and this is what you want to do? No, Kelly. I was so disappointed. I was like, Kelly? No.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
But Kelly, the cows aren't ready to see you yet back at home. All right? Pawns go home, Kelly. Pawns go home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
So I'm so disappointed. I'm hoping Kelly can redeem herself. Spoiler alert, he doesn't put her on the block. But I was like, quit volunteering. God. Ugh. Then Vince starts having talks with other people. He talks to Zay. And immediately as he's talking to everyone, he talks to Zay. He talks to Keanu. He talks to Will. He talks to Riley. And they all suggest Ashley for the freaking shower. I'm like, are you serious? This Showergate. It's this thing with Big Brother. They just need one reason. They're like, give me just a reason, just a little bit. And right away, Vince is like, I can't do that. I made a promise to Ashley. And I'm like, yeah, you did, Vince. But then Vince slowly is giving in to peer pressure. This is not a strong man, okay? This is a man who lives with his parents and plays ping pong instead of working. So everyone's coming in going, yeah, how about Ashley, because no one else wants to go on, they just need a reason. Keanu even suggests like, well, I mean, everyone, it's week 1 or day 1 or week 1 or whatever. And everyone's on their best behavior. And then Ashley's not. Now, Ashley doesn't help herself because then she starts coming into the room going, when are you going to be done talking to these people? Because I'm getting kind of sleepy and I need to go to bed soon. Mm-hmm. So Ashley's already coming in and, Vince is like, okay, well, hold on. I'm still talking to other people. Okay. Then Zach again surprises me. And I'm like, oh, God, am I going to stand Zach? Like, what is happening? Zach then is like, well, I like Ashley. Okay, I'm a professional or was a professional baseball player. All right. I have a killer jawline. So I'm going to let her know that she needs to nip this in the butt. Okay. This Showergate is getting out of hand. So then he goes and warns Ashley. Ashley's like, what? Because they took a shot. What? He's talking about putting me out? And Zach's like, maybe, possibly, kind of. I just want to let you know. So then Ashley heads back up to the HOH room where Vince is now talking to Catherine, who we only know now as Ashley's arch nemesis, who she confronted about this Showergate. And Ashley's like, hey, what's up? It's me again. Okay, I just wondered, like, how long is this going to be? It's just okay, I'm really sorry. I did not mean to interrupt for the 4th time. But I'm getting a little sleepy and a little peckish. So I get to eat something and I have to get some sleep. So is this going to be like how long do you think? And I'm like, oh my God, Ashley, don't do that. What are you doing? I'm like, no, Ashley. And then Catherine's like, and then immediately he's like, Vince says shortly, okay, thank you. I'm just really sleepy. Also, can I have your HOH bed? Just curious. No? Okay. No big deal. NBD, do you think you'll sleep in it all week? Wow, that's really selfish of you. That would have been funny if she said that. Wow, you think you'll sleep in your own bed all week? Ooh, you're not gonna, okay. I have kind of a bad back and shoulders. I need my rest, but okay, fine. That's totally cool. The minute Ashley leaves, both Catherine and Vince are like, she's kind of paranoid. And Ashley goes, she's stressing me out. Okay? It's almost like she's a man who I don't need. The patriarchy! And I'm going to be single for life. So, power to the vaginas. But anyways, yeah, she's stressing me out. Oh my God. Ashley tells, when Ashley is finally able to talk to Vince, Ashley tells Vince she wants to work with him and Zach. Or she wants to work with him and says that, Zach told me about this like Showergate thing, which is so ridiculous because I just took a shower for like 5 minutes. That's so crazy. Anyways, is that like a thing? What's going on? And Vince in this conversation decides that Ashley is A, not patient, and B, doesn't trust him. And he's building a case. He sees all these people coming into his HOH room saying, just put up Ashley, put up Ashley, put up Ashley. And even though he made a promise to Ashley, he's like, well, I think I might have to go against that promise because all these things are happening. And all these people want you gone, so I'm going to do the easiest thing for me. So I might have to break my promise. Oopsie daisies. And he's like, if she doesn't trust me, well, that's a problem because she's coming off paranoid. Then Amy comes in. Oh, Amy. We knew Amy was going to be a character. We knew it. Amy comes in and she talks with Vince. And Vince is pretty much convinced himself now that he's going to put Ashley up. People have brought up Ashley. She's acting weird to him. She's not patient, doesn't trust him. And Ashley immediately is like, oh, you're putting up, or Amy's immediately like, you're putting up Ashley? Because of the dumb shot. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And Amy's right. It's a dumb reason, but it's Big Brother. And all they need is anything that first week. You don't want to rock the boat at all. And these people jumped on Showergate like Watergate. Like, they were like, it's over. They saw blood in the water. And they were like, okay, let's do it. Now, Amy, again, is Ashley's best friend. Ashley doesn't know that Amy's her best friend, allegedly, but they're best friends. Amy's like, you can't. Ashley? Over a shower? She goes from like, that's dumb to, ah! She's crying. She's crying. And Vince is like, am I supposed to cry? When do I cry now? She's like my best friend. I just don't like her. She's crying. You guys. What are you doing? She is emotional. Let me see. Do I have a picture of her? Yes, here's. Oh, Amy. Amy's like, I'm sorry, I'm just having a really emotional time right now. I just got in this mom squad final 2 with Rachel. Nobody knows. But also, Ashley is like so close to me. She's like a daughter to me or like a sister or something. And Vince is like, oh God, how long have you known her? I've known her for like 7 hours. We've developed a really close friendship. I So you would think, or Ashley would think that this, or Amy would think that this would help Ashley. But it only then moves the target to Amy and Ashley. So Zach, in his unemployed infinite wisdom, is like, oh, well, seems like Amy, who wasn't on my radar before, is going to be pissed if I put up Ashley. So why don't I just put both these chicks up? And because they're going to be mad at me either way. And then I'll just put up Zay because everyone's sus of him. And we'll call it a day. Amy's like, well, there's bigger fish to fry. I'm like a smallmouth bass, and you have northerns out there you could be. Okay, my Minnesota's showing. So Vince is like, I'll put both these chicks up. Nominations happen, and sure enough, Amy has cried her way onto the block. Amy's like, how did I go from being the accomplice and getting away with it to now I'm on the block? So, yeah, Rook says, mustaches don't cry. So he's like, I think I even recorded his little speech thing because I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta hear his reasoning.
I feel terrible. I don't want you to be on the block, but I have to nominate 3 people, and it just makes the most sense for my game right now.
So Mustachio looks at Amy and is like, Amy, I feel terrible. If I got nominate 3 people, it just makes sense. Also, you're a crybaby.
Ashley, this has nothing to do with shower. This has nothing to do with anything personal. Your words tell me one thing. Your actions tell me the opposite. And it just made me really hesitant how you felt like the most paranoid person in the house, and I didn't know why.
So Vince is like, this is not about the shower. It's a lot about the shower. But also, you know, he built a case. The paranoia. It didn't help that you kept coming in the room and you were like, so how long is this going to take? Is this like going to take a long time? Because I'm going to need to know. The more I think about it, it's hilarious. But it's also like game suicide. Showergate is dumb. But then I think if you add on top of it, you know, coming in and being like, are you still talking? Because it's like, should be my turn now sort of attitude. It just is going to help him build a case. So Ashley's like, oh, okay, I guess I think Ashley felt comfortable because she's like, oh, we had a promise with each other, but there's not always promises in Big Brother.
So this just makes no sense for my game right now. This nomination ceremony is adjourned.
I don't even know what he said to Zay. He was like, Zay, your lips are too pillowy. People still think you were the accomplice. You're a door-to-door salesman. And we can only have guys with so many guys with big muscles. So there you go. Read the room. Poor Ashley. I did not expect Ashley to come out the gate like that. As entertaining as it was and hilarious, I was like, ooh, this is not good for Ashley's game.
I nominate Zay, Amy, and Ashley for eviction. Amy is just a pawn in the situation. She's a great person, and I don't think she's going to go anywhere.
Amy's just a pawn who's like, she cries a lot. I don't think she's going to go anywhere. Pawns go home, Vince.
But I need to fill a seat, and she's really close with Ashley, who's the #1 name that keeps coming up. If Ashley...
I just would not go that hard for anybody that early on in the game. But apparently Amy felt a connection.
Goes home, that's okay for me because I know that she's going to be mad at me now, and now she's going to put me on the block if she wins HOH next. On the other hand, if Zay goes home, he's a strong competitor who's one of the macho men. That's not bad for my game either. I don't care as long as one of them leaves the house this week.
Are you kidding? Ashley and I are on the block. Like, what are you?
Amy's like, are you kidding? Me and my best friend Ashley I've known for 6 hours are on the block. Are you kidding me?
Thinking of Vincenzo. I don't even know what's going on.
She called him Vincenzo. What were you thinking, Vincenzo?
I'm just so confused and I don't understand why we're on the block at all. I legit just became an official house guest and I'm on the block. Like, that's not how this was supposed to go.
Oops.
I kind of knew this was coming. I'm not surprised at all by the nominations. Vince had a tough decision.
Zay is so understanding about it, but he's also so, it's not aggressive, but he's very like, I understand the situation. that Vince had because he's an HOH and HOH has to put people on the block and people have to go home. And I get it. So I'm on the block. And I'm like, I can't quite.
I'm up against Ashley and Amy.
It's like, I'm up against Ashley and Amy, which actually shouldn't be that difficult. It's probably going to be pretty easy.
Competition, and I really like my odds. So let's freaking get it, baby.
Vinny's word does not.
I kind of don't want any of these three to go home because they're all hilarious to me.
Mean Jack who, okay? He is a manipulator. I do not trust him. And honestly, it's firing me up to win this veto competition because I can't wait to pull myself off.
Who did she say was a manipulator?
A manipulator.
Vince? I'm going to have to replay that little part. Okay.
It's Ashley and Amy competition, and I really like my odds.
I like my
so let's freaking
odds.
get it, baby.
Vinny's word does not mean jack who, okay? He is a manipulator. I do not trust him. And honestly, it's firing me up to win this veto competition.
So now I think we could have, Ashley's fired up. All right. And now we have our first little game rivalry. I guess you could say Catherine and Ashley were one as well. But we have Ashley now coming for Vinny, Vince, Vincenzo, whatever we're calling him, Mustachio, unemployed, whatever we call him. All right. Gangs of New York, wannabe, Daniel Day-Lewis, whatever we call him. So we have that. And that could be fun because they both, I don't know if I'd say Vince has a big personality, but maybe. But we have this little beef happening, which could be very entertaining. So I'm not mad at it. So far, I thought this was a good episode. Rachel's safe this week, obviously, as a have-not. Once we get the feeds on, very soon, you guys, the feeds are turning on, we will get a better feel of what's really going on in the house. Because until we see feeds, we know, as fans of Big Brother who watch the feeds and are considered real super fans, that we really don't know what's going on until we're able to watch the feeds for ourselves and see who is connecting, what are people saying, because we can never trust the edit. But I'm sure Ashley is still upset. However, we could be, she's probably still upset. We could be at a point now where they've talked it through. Yeah, but you never forget who put you up. You never forget who put you up. So we'll see. We still have the power veto where they can take themselves off the block. You still have the AI arena or BB blockbuster, whatever they're calling it. I'll get it down eventually. So lots of opportunities for these house guests to take themselves off, to get their own safety, for the nominations to change, for drama to happen. We have 17 house guests. Casey says 1 hour, 17 minutes counting for the feeds, right? Who, but really, who's counting? Who is counting? You guys. Oh my goodness. So that is our update for episode 2 of VV27. I appreciate you guys being here. Having a laugh. Are you having a laugh? Mm-hmm. I thought it was a pretty good episode, but maybe I'm just so feed deprived that I'm like, whatever. I'll take whatever I can get at this point. But I am hopeful. I always start this way. I'm hopeful that this season will be a great, great season. Okay?
I'm a mommy.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita? Mamacita? Yes. I think we're up for a good season. I think we are. Thank you, IRG. And thank you. We are 30 likes away from 300. Can we set a like goal for 700? Can we hit 700 likes? Replay crew, let me know that you are here. Hello, replay crew. And put your disco ball emoji in the comment section. Make sure all of you comment after the video post. Who do you want to see go home? Who are you excited for? What did you think of these nominations? I know I didn't get to all of the comments, obviously, or even most of them. So I want to hear from you guys after the fact. So shout out to all my super chatters today. Seneca, Pomegranate, Jess, thank you for becoming a member. Jess Johnston, the CAC16, thank you for the super chat. Heather, thank you for becoming a member. William, Terry S., the Pumpkin Lady, John Burrows, and Gold in fire. We will be doing members only lives about Big Brother this season. So make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, share me with your friends as we're on our way to 45K and then hopefully 50K. You guys are all amazing, beautiful pumpkin spice babies. If you're not already, follow me on social media. And yeah, just sound off in the comments. Let me know all your hopes, thoughts, dreams, and opinions because I love interacting with you guys in the comment section. But I'll be back. I'm going to be watching them live feeds, and I'll be back with live feed spoilers as well. So we got a long, fun season ahead of us. But like I always say, enjoy yourself because it is later than you think, you guys. Good night.